In this documentary, we will be interviewing and researching several different kinds of people who are affected by the driving curfew and deciding whether or not it is still necessary in society today. So let's get started. Let's take a ride. The driving curfew is the year-long period that is implemented where student drivers cannot drive between the hours of 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. in the first year after they receive their license. The original law was passed in 1997 to give teens more experience behind the wheel before they tackle complex driving situations.
Because vehicle crashes are the primary cause of death for teens, and crash statistics show that teen drivers are among the most dangerous on the road. Stephen Block, PhD, and the Auto Club's Senior Research Associate, says that the number of crashes involving California's 16-year-old drivers between 11 p.m. and midnight is nearly 13% higher than we would expect to see when we take into account the amount of driving they do at that hour.
The only exceptions to this law are for a medical necessity, such as picking up a prescription or an emergency, a school-authorized activity, or an employment need, all having a signed note from a parent, guardian, or employer, unless the student is emancipated.
It's dark at night and it's a little, not scary, but it's a little more dangerous driving at night, and children should be home by 11 o'clock anyways.
Reckless teen driving
probably was created with the idea that parents want to know where their kids are, and in a lot of cases they want to know where their cars are, because not every kid has their own car. A lot of times they're using their parents' cars or they're on their parents' insurance. So I think there's a reason why parents would want to know where their property and their children are.
To keep the children safe.
That was a great insight. Next!
They should still have the law, but it should be altered because a lot of the times we study really late and like till 12 or 1, and it'd be easier if we could just drive home.
I think that it should be altered because a lot of people go out on weekends later than 11, and it's hard to find safe rides after that time because of it. It's better to drive yourself rather than be with drunk people at parties.
Yeah.
My parents, but not the police. Well, I've never gotten caught.
We have to be home by 11.
I don't know that we have stricter enforcement because of where we live, although the crime rate is certainly lower than in other places in the Bay Area, like you say. I don't know. I think there is probably a concern for kids' well-being that's probably going to be true no matter where you are. So I don't know that it's any different Los Altos and Mountain View than it would be in any other place, except for the crime rate.
Not that much bad stuff going on. If they pulled you over at 11:30 and there was other stuff going on, if you were drunk or high, or there were a bunch of kids in the car that weren't supposed to be there, then there were lots of things to stop them for. But I think you would probably get a warning.
I think makes more sense because it's very possible that they're taking somebody there who's falling asleep or who's sick or who's had too much to eat or drink or something like that. So I think there's maybe a concern there that I think would be justifiable. Coming home from studying, I think it would be a little bit more situational. If it's before a final or an AP test, that's one thing. But I would also wonder, why are you studying at that particular time and at that particular hour of the evening or the wee small hours of the morning?
Police officers should have the right to pull anyone over if they want to, but that there should be more exceptions than just those few for new teen drivers. We think this law should be adjusted to accommodate the situations that we've researched in this documentary that teens go through today.
It's not fair for everyone to be ticketed after 11 p.m. It should be subjective to the situation, and teens should be trying to stand up for their rights.
Come on now.
I can't do it. Okay.
People of authority and students and parents in the local area on the justness and